Hello, everyone joining us today. I am so pleased, tickled to introduce you to Fiona, one of my favorite people on the planet, and somebody I've had the great privilege to accompany over the last few years in her business. And Fiona, thanks for coming in and sharing your inspiring story with everybody today. Tell us about you, your business, where you were before, and just take it away.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. I'm so glad to be here because I am becoming a bold heart bore. I am more than happy to tell people about how much the program's helped me because when I came to the program, I'd already been in business, oh gosh, I think like 17 years or something like that. And I had just had all these peaks and troughs. And it was like great times, things would get great, and then they'd go down. And then I'd work and get it up, and it would go boof and it go down. And I just thought, I can't keep doing that. I'm not 21 anymore. And I didn't want to keep doing that. I was running out of energy and patience. And I'd watched a lot of your free stuff on YouTube, and I subscribed to your newsletter and things. I still do. And I was watching a lot of that and really getting some really little diamonds of information that were helping me. And I thought, well, if I can get this from the free stuff, what could I get from the program? So I signed up. I think it was Women's Day, International Women's Day in 2019. I remember that in London.
Yeah.
And I signed up, and it was really fascinating because the first year I was a little bit overwhelmed because there was so much stuff to learn, and there was a lot that I thought I knew. I don't know how you had the patience with me. I really
Always.
I'm so grateful for the patience.
Oh, thank you. Fiona, let's go back to some very specific things. So we met in March of 2019. And what specifically was, you had ups and downs. What wasn't working in your business? And how did it make you feel that those things weren't working?
Gotcha. I think the biggest thing was the financial peaks and troughs were, I can't even say they were extreme because the highs weren't that high, but the troughs were hella deep. And I just thought, you know what, it's the team. Well, I couldn't get them to work together, and I'd tried all of the things that I'd read about, you should have a really funky office and everyone can work on a beanbag with a laptop, but I couldn't get them to work as a team. They weren't gelled as a team. And I couldn't take a day off. Literally, I would take one day off. And I think that the worst point for me was just before I signed up with you, I had a week's holiday and I came back and we lost 4 clients.
Wow.
And I
In
said to
one
my
week.
team in 1 week, I said, how did we lose 4 clients? I've only been gone a week. And literally their answer was, how many would have been okay? And
Wait, what?
yeah. That was not the response I was hoping for, guys. And I just thought, you know what? I can't keep doing this. I'm doing something wrong. And I'd always worked with business coaches, but they'd always just said, oh, just fire your team. If your team aren't doing it, just fire them. But I knew I had good people, but I didn't have any structure for them. It was very hit and miss. And yeah, that was the real problem, was getting my team to work cohesively and within a framework that ran without me. That was where it was going wrong.
That's the key. I'd love to know where you are now, right? So on the other side of the bridge, from where you were before, let's discuss that, and then let's go back and take apart how you got from where you were to where you are now. So tell us, 3, 4 years later, what's happened to your business and your life?
Oh, unrecognizable. I can sum it up in one little piece, and that was that last year I went and worked from the south of France for a week. And when I say worked, I worked for like 2 hours a day, and my business grew.
Wow.
In that time, everything ran, everything was smooth, everyone was taken care of, just fantastic. So yeah, and I've got like almost 3 times the team. I think I do have 3 times the team that I had before I joined the program.
Wow. What happened to your business growth?
Oh, business growth has been phenomenal. More than anything, it's been the business transformation, because I can look in like terms of finance. That's a no brainer. You know, I in 1 month last year we made more in the 1 month than we'd made in a whole year before I joined the program. So
Wow.
that was easy peasy. You know, that's the fiscal change. But for me, the transformation came that we were office bound. I was stuck in an office that I used to have to psych myself up every day before I went into the office, because I'd be in like the cheerleader, like, come on guys, everything's great. Yeah, give me an F, give me an A. And it was like, oh God. And I just couldn't do it anymore. That psyching myself up and then coming out and crashing and coming home and crying on my husband and stuff. And just totally different now. All of my team work remotely, but they've got the structure, they've got the system. So I know where they are. I know I can tell you at any time without seeing anybody in my team, without even speaking to them. I can tell you what stage every job is at, what people need next, what's happening next, who's been phoned back. It's just happening without me. And
Wow.
the weight
And
is
and your business is making in 1 month what it used to make right before the program
yeah,
in 1 year.
yeah,
Exceptional.
yeah.
And more downtime.
Oh yes,
And and
loads.
and you're no longer in as much of the day-to-day operations of your business.
I tell you something, when I want to express to anyone how good it's been, I just tell them I don't do my email anymore.
Yeah, wow.
It just gets done and organized and sorted, and I don't do it. I don't have to look at that massive inbox every day and think, oh no.
Yeah, amazing. So let's talk about how you got from there,
Mhm.
where you're just taking 1 week and you lost 4 clients
Yeah.
because you weren't there to babysit your team and to micromanage everything,
Oh yeah.
to being able to grow your business by being, sipping
Yeah.
rosé in the south of France.
Yeah.
how, what did you learn to do differently in this program?
Mhm.
And what steps did you take? Because I know that there's a woman who's listening to this right now, and she's like, okay, I'm listening, Fiona. How did you do it?
Yeah. The three key things, because the 8 activators that you take us through, all have real validity and real interesting stuff. But the three that stood out for me were the team, actually learning how to lovingly hold my team members accountable.
Mm,
And that wasn't quick. That wasn't overnight. That wasn't, oh, I'm in this new program and this is how we do things now. And they all went, yay. No, it took time. I had to like drip feed them and remind them of stuff and over. But now they're completely different. They interact differently. They all know exactly what they need to do a good job. And they like that. It's a really good thing for them, rather than them thinking, am I doing a good job or not? Is that okay or not? They actually know, as long as I'm doing X, Y, and Z,
yeah.
I'm doing a good job, and that makes them feel better. So they're really proud of what they do now. So that was a big one, was team.
So all of this happens without you micromanaging your team, right?
Mm.
So team accountability. Did you put
Yeah.
in systems as well?
Systems is a massive one. Systems is
Mm,
huge. And the nice thing about this systems is I've always liked structure anyway. I like to follow a process, but having a system in place where everybody just knows what to do. And I'll even see my team are like chatting with each other online, and somebody say, oh, this has just happened. I don't know what to do next. And before I even answer, there'll be like 2 or 3 other people on the team go, oh, you follow this process, da 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 da, and you click here and it's in our intranet, and da da da,
yeah.
and there it is, step by, and it's just, I don't have to do it all. And because there's always been that element with me as a recovering control enthusiast, um, that I will just jump in and go, oh, it's quicker
Yeah.
for me to do it than to teach it.
Yeah.
But if I'm doing it in a system, they just follow the system. They don't need me. They're just following the system.
This is the beautiful thing that we, this conversation that we have over a period of a couple of years is, how do you take a person driven business, right? The Fiona show, the Fabienne
Mm-hmm.
show, the Jane show. And how do you turn it into a process driven business that doesn't actually need Fiona to jump in? And we women, we're either naturally like this or we have been
Yeah.
bred to feel like, oh, you know what? I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
But the problem is we can't grow a business if we're in the weeds every single day. And so you've discovered, and kudos to you for implementing this. So you got the team and then you set up the systems, and now the team is being held lovingly accountable to grow the business alongside you, with you, for you,
Yeah.
so you can make more money and get your life back.
Yeah, and
What
they're
else?
maintaining the systems.
Yeah,
So if the systems need refining, they're doing that. And it's now without being asked because they know that's what we do.
amazing. Was there something else that really stood out for you about what helped you turn your yearly into your monthly revenues?
The marketing. The marketing was huge. And as somebody who works in a marketing arena, although I'm not a marketing company, what we do is, as websites, it's seen as part of your marketing process and part of your marketing activity. But you showed me through the program how to 10x the volume that we were putting out, 10x the visibility that we were achieving, and the authenticity and clarity with our message without even doubling the efforts. We found, you showed me all these ways that we could just, what we already have can be used in so many other ways without me touching it. I
Yeah.
don't have to have my fingers in everything.
Yeah, it's about creating marketing assets that live out there for you so that you can reduce your marketing activities. And now you have a book, and you told me that so many other coaches and consultants had told you to write a book for
Yeah.
your website business, and you finally did it here at
Yeah.
Bold Heart.
Yeah.
What was it? What was it about you doing it here as opposed to not doing it when you were working with other people?
I think it's because you had, and the other women in the program have, I have to say, just this bigger vision. It's like this Google Earth view is what we call it. It's like you're looking down from the satellite. This is the landscape you're in, and the book has made such a big difference in establishing our expertise and our experience and all of this sort of thing. It's like a business card on steroids,
Yeah,
right? So it really
totally.
is impactful. But I'd always been told, well, write a book about websites. And I think, even I don't want to read a book about websites. That's dull. So you show me now the bigger picture is the strategy, and the bigger picture is this is what you do with the website that's different. And that's what I wrote the book about. So you
Yeah.
brought me up from Street View to Google Earth.
Yeah.
So
It's amazing what happens when you can have these marketing assets that work for you to generate leads. And so now you're the author of, and you're the expert in, and that is not something that like an Instagram posts last, a nanosecond. That you're
yeah.
going to have this book generating leads for you for years to come. Tell me about the aspects of the leveraged business program that have been the most powerful for you in transforming your business in just a short time.
I think the thing that's most powerful was, for me, the immersion of it, actually being like the activators for like the 2 full days, being 100% in it. And I'm not answering the phone, and I'm not speaking to people, and I'm not doing this. I'm purely focusing on this is what I'm doing in my business. And you said bring those exponential growth activity days into your week. And I still do it now. I have a full day a week where the team know you can only, and because they've got a system to follow, you can only contact me if it's this, or this. Anything else, leave me be, because I am working on the next stage for the business. So there's this continuous development. So that's been huge for us, to, rather than going, oh, find time to do that, and having a to-do list or a good ideas list, to actually have that implementation time. And that was something that I got with the community as well.
Let's talk about the community. So when you're in the program, you get access and belong to I don't even know what to call it, like a family of
We're a
other
tribe. We are a
tribe.
tribe of Amazons.
Tell, so the person who's hearing this for the first time, like, oh yeah, yeah, life-changing community, everybody says that. Fiona, what's this community like, and how has it made a difference in your life?
Oh, it's so set apart from everything else that I've done before, and I just think it's that whole thing of being around people who are looking higher, aiming higher, pushing you further. People around you who will say to me, start every conversation with, "What are we celebrating? What's great today?" Whereas if I go to like a business networking meeting, or I'm meeting up with colleagues and people online, and they're like, "Oh, isn't it hot today?" Or, "Oh, isn't this bad?" Or, "Oh, see, that didn't come together." It's like, no, what are we celebrating? And everybody's going for it. And then when you get something like, the book came out and it was like, "Oh my gosh, you're a bestseller. That's fantastic. Da, 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 da." And they're all supporting me and cheering me on. But then the next thing is they go, "What's next?" And that's the thing, is being part of this tribe, this powerful force of incredible women who are completely unapologetic in their ambition. There's no, "Oh yeah, I wrote a book, it's no big deal." It's like, "I wrote a book." And it's like, it's and they cheer you on, they champion you, they lift you up. And that is just huge. I can't even say what that's meant to me as an individual, because I'm not alone in my business anymore. That's the thing.
I think that especially women, when we are in isolation, we allow self-doubt to creep in,
Oh yeah.
and we can talk ourselves out of our big dreams or these opportunities that land on our lap. Or, even if you've got a great mentor saying, write a book, without the community to lovingly hold you to a higher standard,
Mm.
they're it's like, I don't think we can accomplish as much. I've seen you make lifelong friends in the program,
Yeah. Yeah.
people that you vacation with, and just all the hugs, all the love.
Yeah.
And I remember you saying, "Oh, I'm not a hugger."
I'm not a girly girl. I'm not doing all of that. Yeah, no, it's true. And the beauty is, because it's a global program, I've got friends, where we all have those 4 a.m. fears that kick in. I've got a friend who's in a different time zone to me, and she was saying in one of the meetings, like, "Oh, those 4 a.m.s." And I just think, what can I do? I can't call someone. And I was like, okay, that's 9 a.m. where I am. You can call me,
Yeah.
ring me. And so we still have 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. meetings, which are just, it's her 4 a.m., but it's my daytime, and vice versa. We just do that. We just support each other.
I love it. Um, Mindset.
Mm.
How has the mindset, so I'm a mindset expert, this, but maybe somebody's listening to this. How have the mindset principles and teaching and the stretching and the changing of your beliefs and operating more in faith, how has that
Mm.
shifted your business, not just the strategy?
I shifted my life, never mind my business.
Mm.
It's changed so much, and I think what's happened for me is it's opened me up. It's opened me up to new ways. I was open to new practical ways of doing things, but when the program and you showed me, well, what if you recognize that you stop yourself? I had what I called an 80% rule. I would get to 80% of a goal and I would stop every time. And suddenly getting that work, that inner work and that mindset work, and thinking, what, I don't have to stop at 80%. I deserve this. I can use meditation. I can use EFT. I can use all of these different tools, which aren't a practical day-to-day business tool, but without it, I just wouldn't be able to function in my business. And it's that thing when everything's going, and it's all built up, and things aren't, everything's overwhelming, stressy. It's having those sort of inner work tools that I can just rely on and go, okay, hang on a minute, step back, breathe, look at what you've achieved, look at this, look at that. And it's that sort of stuff. And what's your terminology? It's not, oh, everything's going wrong. It's just, today's bumpy. That's interesting. I wonder what that's teaching me. So it's that whole shift. It's changed how I look at everything. And I now hear people talking about it in normal business meetings, for want of a better thing, my local male dominated business groups that I go to, there's men there talking about mindset now, but they're doing it in little hushed tones. And I'm like, no, mindset is everything. Mindset's first.
Yeah, mindset first methodology is what we do.
100%.
So you are celebrating very, very big months.
Mm.
You've grown your business exponentially. Is seven figures one day going to be a reality for you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%. I actually have a plan for that now. That's going to be over the next 5 years is the plan.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is this stage and that's that stage. And because you give me things like those project planners, that I've got those like mapped out for at least 2 years in advance. And I know where they're going to go after that.
So, did you ever think when you first started your business that you would be a £1 million business owner?
No. I thought it'd be a nice little thing to do between the school runs, and it would just be, give me a little bit of money for myself and ticking over. And now it's just, I love it. It's like playing a game. It's just so much fun. It is a real game, even on the days when it is not overwhelming, but where there's a lot going on because of the shift in my mindset through the program. I now see that as that is, look at all these opportunities coming to me. Look at everything I've asked for is coming to me. Yeah, it's coming all at once, but that's good. I can deal with it.
It's better than nothing at all, right?
I'll take it.
Wow, Fiona, so proud for you. And I know that the best is yet to come. And I
Thank you.
appreciate you just always putting one foot in front of the other, always showing up and saying, okay, here's where there's a bump in the road. What you got for me, Fabienne? What you got for me, Bold Heart? What you got for me, tribe and community? And you always just accept the coaching and go forth and put it into place. I'm just very inspired by what you've been able to create and what you're about to create. There's somebody here who needs to hear an encouragement, a word of belief in herself. What would you say to her about what's possible for her when she gets the right methodology, the right formula, the right coaching to get to the next level? What's possible for her?
Oh my gosh, everything. And what's possible is you believe that. That's the difference. And sometimes just being in a Q&A session with you and like 10, 15 other women, and half the time I think I don't even need to ask a question because somebody else would say, I've got this challenge or this issue, and you would coach them through it. And I would see like everybody else is writing it down. And it's just that feeling of it's not just me. Because it doesn't matter, I've got 10 in my team now. They're wonderful and I really love them. But at the end of the day, the buck stops here. And sometimes that's a weight to bear. And just to be in a room with women who will help you carry that.
Yeah, loving, healthily ambitious women where everybody cares for each other and wants everybody to win. That is exceptional. I'm watching you, Fiona. I am watching you. I am championing you on the sidelines, and I know you're going to the next big level. Thank you so much for sharing your story today with everybody. This was really worthwhile. Lots of nuggets in everything you shared. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.